menti.com, code 45 666 4515 or 45 in Mbidi. So the first question is, why do you think technology gender disinformation? 566 4515. I'm moving on to the next question. All right.
Leo, you only have like 5 responses. Can we have a few more?
I don't see media council staff. I'm reading your names.
By the way, yeah.
I don't see journalists. I don't see government. Oh, I don't see government. I only see journalists. Kindly give us feedback.
Have you put yours? Kuna majenzi wameketi hapa mbele.
They're savvy. They're tech savvy. They're very fast.
They're tech savvy.
Weak regulation. I thought weak regulatory framework. Not people are copying what is written here. You guys are aping. Lord, panel is here for that reason. What do you believe is the main reason? All right. The question is there. What do you believe is the main reason? The main reason, just one. We make online. Why do we do that? Is it freedom? The others because of it's my freedom. I'm just so empowered. The Constitution, we say weak legislation. What do we mean? Do we mean that we agree with the current proposals on the defamation and libel came back through that law? So I think what we are getting is that people don't know. I've not acquainted. We are getting, Christine. That's the feedback. Because we don't have really a weak regulation. Or do we mean by do with hate speech on the online platforms? I mean, we move to the next one. Thank you. In one word, what is the greatest barrier to end? Remember during the Gen Z demos when we started sharing Linus Kaikai's and others' numbers, doxing. Yeah. We started doxing and, painting the people's journalist numbers out there and targeting them, Akina Zubeida and others. What is the greatest barrier to ending that impunity? Particularly online on this one. Oh, impunity is a barrier to impunity. Great. Silence, government. Oh, government is a barrier.
Nice.
Corruption. Truth. Some people. Lack of goodwill. Familiarity to impunity. We have become synonymous to impunity. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's the end. All right. Thank you. Christine, back to you.
Thank you, Leo, for your participation. And you see, what gives us an idea of what I heard this Asa. We need to have sent our protest message. What is it that we are protesting against? In this impunity for crimes against journalism, journalism is a profession. Sometimes we even say it is a call. So we are being targeted. I want us to keep on reflecting on some of media women in Kenya and other data that has come up with regard to impunity for crimes against journalists, but not just that, but also the gendered aspect of that impunity. You are targeted because you are a journalist woman or a journalist man. The boy child is also part of our two gender that God created. I just want to restrict myself to the two gender God created. The others come into your mind. I saw some of the reasons why it goes unpunished. The reasons why it goes on is because of patriarchy. But really, do we need to start changing our cultures? Do we need to start changing our perceptions? Even our worldview? At this point, I want to now invite Quinta Mbori. Quinta is the Executive Director of the Association of Media. Give us some thoughts and point perspective to technology, how technology is now being used to put that aspect of disinformation attacks on journalists, and just that general impunity. It has now been moved from face to one of the things that has been highlighted of why it goes on unpunished is because we are not able to identify who has done it and who is doing it and why they are doing it. Your space iko tight to vile, but you'll be okay. Okay. Nanyima hata executive director makofi. At least you can celebrate her for having the courage to come and speak to us. Even if you don't clap for others, let's clap for ourselves.
Thank you.
Okay, the laptop is sliding, so she needs to be very strategic so it doesn't go to her feet.
Asante, good morning. How are you? Is there anything to celebrate about I-Day 25? Yes? There is, yeah? Okay, so as Christine has mentioned, my name is Quinta, and I bring you greetings from Amwick. I know Victor had said that we should not talk about our organizations and what we do. The room, Amwick is the National Association for Women in the Media. So if you're not a member of Amwick, where do you belong, by the way? Begins from January 1st to December 31st. So you are candle after this presentation. And we operate around 5 thematic areas, which is media development and membership, women's economic empowerment, and is digital. Naturally, I like being very free when I'm doing my presentations, lakini leo ni kama lazima nisimame hapa, so you'll forgive me. Having worked for a couple of, back in the day, experience any violence, and we are hoping that things will turn around for the country, and which should actually be our concern as the neighbors. So I have 3 stories. So you can sit back and relax. It's a bit tensed in the room. I don't know why it's tensed. So sit back and relax, and let's see if many years ago in the village for runners, you wanted to, there was a village way of doing things, cactus, isn't it? I believe we know what your love interest, Tom, but you do it going to the village schools and, okay? So see at where unam. The other love is a big person in the, apparently had some love interest towards me, okay? Back in the village, there were not very many black and beautiful girls, okay? So Mr. H, of course, identified me, and he wanted to be one of my, he wanted to, loves H. So akipita pale him. That was his imagination. I did not, but maybe we used to play, but I did not love him. I mean, love was nowhere in my mind. I was going to school to study, as my parents had said. So this incident actually, I thought about it when I was doing this presentation, that how that made me feel. I was I was very young, at such a tender age. I think I refused to go to school for a whole week. That my name with the village boys. I think it must have been in the 19th century. Wangu wa Makeri is one of the most in the 19th centuries during the colonial period. Now, back in the day, Wangu wa Makeri, about Wangu wa Makeri today, Wangu wa Makeri was married to a man who already had 60 wives with a chief. So the chief, in order to, Wangu wa Makeri's, I think he was called Mugo wa Makeri, he offered him an opportunity to serve as a headman, but he refused. So when the chief asked the headman, asked Wangu wa Makeri if she wanted to be part of to serve as headman, she agreed. Now, Wangu wa Makeri apparently lost power when she was invited to a village dance, and people can fact check fine. So I'm trying to imagine what the Nairobian would have written about Wangu wa Makeri today. or how giddy and setting. My point is, gender disinformation did not start today. It has been there. The only thing that has changed is the highway, the channels. Over and over the years, women, young, old, have been misrepresented because of being women. And so, when we come to today's setting, and we encounter a story that is trending in Migori County, in Rangwe, then we are not surprised that information is moving at a fact that disinformation will move. Perhaps 3 stories is that gender disinformation, what we need to do is just fast track our sophistication to managing the situation. But these things have been there. They're talking about a smartphone mobile penetration at 73.2 million mobile devices in this country. That's 139.7% rate. This is in, I think, Kabambe. We are talking about 73.2 million mobile devices. Cyber threats, the report said we are looking at 4.6 billion threats. That's about 80.8% increase was generated by mobile operators in that period. That is between April to June 2025 was 400. No, this is 1 year. The kind of harassment that happens online, particularly on women journalists. Just the other day during the anti-finance bill protests, we saw what happened. Wangapi walisalimiwa kama mko kwa room kwa ishara ya mkono. I'm a Luo, so when I speak Kiswahili, you need to be clapping for me because I've used a lot of effort. Kwa ishara ya mkono wangapi. So that strategy, okay, it's weaponized, it's manipulated, it's coordinated. There are attacks. The people who are attacked, they receive threats. They are targeted. They feel undermined. They feel violated. To discriminate them, and I realize that appears to be a correlation technology facilitated. To take a moment and just think about, I like having interactive sessions. You can actually talk to them. Isn't real violence. You can take a second to respond. To discriminate them. Is it? My second question is this. Is it true or false that strong women don't get bullied online?